Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, January 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, TSLA, Tesla. What a monster move here. I mean, pretty crazy to think about. At one point, the price was all the way down here, and now it just roared all the way back up to where it is right now. But even with that, it now presents still more work that needs to be done. So I'm going to get rid of these lines as they serve their purpose now. But the big part here, and the level that I think a lot of people will be watching, is going to be this area of resistance right up here at $115. So the power of charts to think that a huge move came up and then all of a sudden, what a shock, what a surprise, right at that red line where it's presented problems before is now once again presenting problems again right there. So 115 will be a level that you got to think a whole lot of people are watching. And while nothing is guaranteed in the market, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. Is it plausible to think that if the price comes up to 115 and gets a break up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. As far as levels of support are concerned, the ideal level of support that you'd want to see the price now stay above in order to keep the chart looking as healthy as possible is going to be that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, right now valid at, we'll just call it 110. So no doubt about it, very, very impressive bounce today in Tesla. Does it build more momentum and get that break of 115 next week? Let's see what happens. Next, MULN, and once again, put in some higher highs today, but as I speak, and this is again, like I said, why I like to do these when the market's still open, you can see that the price is actually pulling back during this final 30 minutes and is approaching this former area of support here at 38 cents, which to give full credit where credit's due, so far so good. Every time the price has been down around this area throughout the course of today, the price is held, and as I speak, the price is literally right at that level. So that's the big question mark now moving forward is, can this level of support hold? Now, let me be very clear. Even if it does not hold, it's not the end of the world, and I'm not saying this will occur, but let's actually say that it, drops down to, 34 cents. So again, not saying this will occur, but price comes down here to right around 34. What would you still have from a big picture point of view? Well, you'd have sets lows there, lows there, lows there, lows there. And if you envision each of those as stair steps, well, from the big picture, you'd still have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. So again, assuming you care about the big picture point of view, even if this 38 cent mark does not hold, that does not mean it's the end of the world. Now, is the chart going to look as good? No, it's not going to look as good, but that also doesn't mean that the chart is completely ruined either. So 38 cents will be that current level. If the price does fall below there, then you do have the purple line there. So like on Tesla, we talked about 50-period moving average right now. Here on MULN, that is valued at 36 cents. So overall, yes, the trend is still fine. The trend is still putting in higher lows, which matters. Now, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that angle, the chart looks really, really bad. But assuming you do care about the bigger picture point of view, even with the bigger pullback, the overall trend is still bullish. Next one, SWVL, and we have ourselves a nice pattern here, and let me be very clear, as I draw this pattern, I'm not trying to impress you, I'm not trying to imply that this is a great skill or a special discovery. I assure you a lot of people have drawn this pattern, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same things, call it the self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can definitely produce some very dynamic movement. So to maybe make this a bit easier to see, let's make it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge move right there. And for you golfers out there, we'll make it a little bit more visual, put in a golf hole down here. And this will be known as a bull pennant pattern. So again, guarantees no, but is it plausible to think that if the price comes up here and gets a break up through there, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. So if you like penny stocks, if you like bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next, NIO, and like Tesla, very, very impressive bounce. But all in all that really happened was it just bounced off these lows once again, where it's bounced off before, down around 950. So for those of you that have watched past videos, hopefully remember me talking about 950 as it bounced there, and then once again right there. So the power of charts, great example, and congratulations to any of you that noticed that 950 mark and bought down there. You're going to have a good weekend. I guess that's the best way to put it. So yes, very nice bounce here, and the key levels now to watch moving forward is, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and move this level up. So what I'm very curious about is $9.85. Why is $9.85 important? And I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price were to come down here and then just continue on down, what would that be doing to the price? That would be quite literally putting the price right back inside of this range that it just broke out of today. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements with genuine power are not going to go back to where they were. They're going to make at least some sort of form of progress forward. So if the price comes down here and instead goes sideways and then works its way back upwards, well, now what do you have? Well, you have the set of low there, you have the low there, and you now have stair-steps making, again, progress in the upwards direction. So in my mind, that is why 985 is important. As far as levels of resistance, next key overarching level going to be up there, that pink line, the 200 period moving average, which you can see presented a problem right there. And the value of that is currently, we'll call it at $10.70. But all in all, very, very impressive bounce. Next one here, AMC, and not a whole lot to update, so this will be pretty quick because if you watch the past videos, then you know exactly what I talked about, still pertains. But basically, the sideways channel continues. Yesterday, I talked about how this level right here at $4 was going to, is, the new level of resistance. And sure enough, opening 30 minutes, you can see the price once again got rejected. Also talked about how 380 is the bottom part of this channel level of support, and you can see the price hover down around here. But to give credit where credit's due, the price did indeed hold strong. So really, nothing else can be said on AMC other than sideways channel pattern. Top of the channel resistance, $4. Bottom of the channel support, $3.80. And it's just a waiting game now to see who's ultimately going to win out. Real quick, wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box you can click to get signed up. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then I want you to get signed up for the free live training. Next, ZOM, and overall, good movement here, big move, and now it's pulled back. So we have a bit of that perspective coming into play again, meaning if you're a day trader and you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, chart looks bad. But overall, yes, the chart is pulling back. In fact, you could say that there's a downwards channel that has formed. However, assuming you care about the big picture, well, part of the big picture is asking yourself, well, what was happening before this downwards channel? And the fact of the matter is the price was down here and it made a big move all the way up there, which has now allowed me to actually draw a bull flag pattern. So if you like penny stocks, we've already talked about a bull pennant, but now we have a bull flag pattern. So like I said, if you enjoy these patterns and you like to play down in the world of penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next, SPRB, and I like this one quite a bit, given the nature that it started off and was, showing that I can move very quickly, and it did pull back. But what makes this pullback interesting is the price has at least now finally started to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price gapped up, got beat down, and is now going sideways does not mean that for sure, guaranteed, without question, that the price is going to bounce back upwards. My point here is it at least valid? Is it at least plausible to now say that maybe the price has found some sort of bottom? Yeah, absolutely. Case in point, if the price was still just bleeding, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be some sort of bottom, you'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally just going straight down. But that's not the case here, right? It's gone sideways. So does that mean that the pullback is over? No, but does it mean that it's plausible to think that it could be done? Absolutely, which makes a key level of support right there at $2.20. And then if this thing is going to get any sort of movement back to the upside, looking like that 2.55 mark is going to be the top part of this little miniature sideways channel pattern here. So yeah, big pullback. Is the pullback over? Seems plausible, so it's worth at least keeping an eye on. Next, AMZN, and like a lot of the tech stocks out there, very, very impressive bounce. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. And first key update that needs to be done comes about based on the foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward now, that's 84.65-ish area, give or take, is going to be that ideal level of support. Same general idea of you just don't want to see the price going back to where it was. So if the price comes down here and breaks down through there, now all of a sudden you're starting to get back inside of this territory, which, as I've already explained, not exactly a sign of genuine power. In terms of levels of resistance, main level to watch moving forward, going to be all about that level right up there at 87. You can see once, twice, price got up there and rejected by it. So that does not mean that the price can never get above 87. I'm just saying that if the price does get up there, I would expect a battle to ensue, and we'll see who ultimately wins out from it. But all in all, very, very nice bounce today on Amazon. Next one, SOXL, which is an ETF for the semiconductor sector, which is a very popular one out there. And this one, because it's leveraged, moves and can move very, very quickly. As you see here, started off the day down around 960 and went up and hit slightly over $11 before pulling back. So moral of the story, that's what I mean. These things can move very quickly, and I know this is a pretty popular ETF out there. So let's map out some newer levels of support. First key level that I would call the ideal level, 1050. Now, if the price falls below there, it doesn't ruin the chart. But if the price were to come down here, bounce around and then start to head back up, I mean, at that point, you'd have a beautiful stair step. You'd have a stair step there, one there, down here, and you envision those as those stair steps. And yeah, overall, a nice methodical stairway in the upwards direction. So 1050 would be, like I said, that ideal level if it does pull back. But if this thing just wants to keep beast moding like it's been, as far as next potential areas of resistance are concerned, next key level going to be right up here at $11.25. So it's definitely within striking distance of that. But you can see past history, last couple of times the price got around that area, had some problems. But nonetheless, anyway, look at it. Very impressive day. And we'll see if the momentum can carry into next week for the semiconductors. Next, TQQQ, which is an ETF for the overall NASDAQ. So if you think that the NASDAQ market as a whole will rise, then this one's also going to rise. It just allows you access at a much lower price point, which is why it's the most popular ETF out there when you look at how much volume it gets. But as you would expect, NASDAQ stocks had a great bounce. So this one had a great bounce. In fact, came all the way up here to 1750, which will mean more to those that have watched past videos, which has been that area of resistance. That's been a big problem point. You can see rejected the price, rejected the price, rejected the price, but the price has now gotten up through there. So maybe you know what I'm going to say next. When levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you ideally want to see them act as support. So moving forward now in the near term, 1750 going to be that ideal level of support, because as long as the price stays above that level, then the price is staying outside of the sideways channel. You don't want to see the price falling back inside of the channel because, as we've discussed, price movements going back to where they were, not actually true power. In terms of levels of resistance, key level now to watch, which I'm not sure if it hit it today or not, maybe close, right up there at that $18 mark, which was this high from back here in earlier January right there. So price got up within striking distance of it, and it's also having to deal with this pink line there, the 200-period moving average, which is presenting some problems. But all in all, huge bounce today, and like I've been saying, because it is the core question, does all this bounce and momentum carry into next week? Let's see. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live training. It'll be next week, Thursday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Say what you traded today, tell me what you're watching next week. But those two things help out with the channel, they help out with the algorithm, and they let me know that you're enjoying. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I'll continue to put in the time and effort to get these videos out to you. So again, get signed up for that free training, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great weekend.